Hello to all of our new explorers and all of our wonderful parents. I am Mrs Filby and I'll be your reception teacher in September. I first of all must apologise because I did say that there would be a welcome video and some other videos over the summer, and although I did try, had a few technical issues up to now, but hopefully I've now got it sorted and I'll be able to upload a couple more before we come back in September. I have to say I am so excited to see you all and to get to know you a little bit better. I'm really looking forward to our little sort of picnic party days on the 3rd and 4th, and then to see you again the following Monday so we can start our adventure together as an explorers class. So I did say that I would be doing some story videos, and I thought that today I would start with a story because it's one that I really love to read. This is a story that I read every year with reception children, and they all seem to love it because they do think it's a little bit funny. This story is called A Visitor for Bear, and this is, you can see Bear here, and I have a feeling that this might be the visitor. Do you think? And before I start the stories, I always read the blurb that's on the back, so we talk about what that helps us to do, and they're really good at helping us to choose a book sometimes because we can have a little look at what the book's about and see whether we think we would like to read it. So on the back it says, Bear is sure that he hates visitors, but when a small grey mouse appears on his doorstep one morning, he discovers that breakfast for one is not nearly as much fun as tea for two. I love a good tea for two. So what I've done is I've come up to my office, and this is where I read. I've got a lovely pink soft chair, so make yourselves comfortable and make sure your listening ears are on and you're ready, you're all cozied up to listen to the story. So, A Visitor for Bear. Now, because I'm on video, it's quite difficult to keep showing you the pictures. I'm going to try my best on here. I'm not the best at it, but I will try my best. A Visitor for Bear. No one ever came to Bear's house. It had always been that way, and Bear was quite sure he didn't like visitors. He even had a sign, and this says, "No visitors allowed." One morning, Bear heard a tap, tap, tapping on his front door. When he opened it, there was a mouse, small and grey and bright-eyed. "No visitors allowed," Bear said, pointing to the sign. "Go away." Is this mouse coming here to the door? He closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. He set out 1 cup and 1 spoon. But when he opened the cupboard to get 1 bowl, there was the mouse, small and grey and bright-eyed. I think Bear's a little bit shocked to see Mouse. How did he get in there? "I told you to leave," cried Bear. "Perhaps we could just have a drop of tea," said the mouse. "Out!" commanded Bear. "Oh, most sorry," said the mouse. I'll be going now." Bear showed him to the door and shut it firmly. Poor old mouse. Then he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened the bread drawer for 1 slice of bread, I think you know what's going to happen. There was Mouse. Small and grey and bright-eyed. I think Bear looks a little bit cross. Unbelievable, rumbled Bear. Away with you, clear off. I do like a bit of cheese, said the mouse. Bear pointed a rigid claw towards the door. Right then, here I go. Farewell. And the mouse whisked out of the door. Off goes Mouse. This time, Bear shut the door very firmly and locked it tight. He locked the windows too, for good measure. Then, once again, he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened the fridge to get one more egg, uh-oh, what do you think's going to happen? So he's about to go to the fridge for one more egg. And there was Mouse! Small and grey and bright-eyed, of course. "Begone!" roared Bear. Look at Bear. I think he's a little bit cross now. "Shall we light the fire?" asked the mouse. "This is impossible, intolerable, insufferable," cried Bear, shaking with anger and disbelief. "Terribly sorry. Now you see me, now you don't. I'm gone." And the mouse looked very sorry indeed, while he waited for Bear to unbolt the door and to let him out again. There's Mouse looking a little bit sorry and sad. This time, before he went back to the business of making his breakfast, Bear shut the door very firmly, locked it, boarded up the windows, blocked the chimney, and even put a plug in the bathtub. There he is, putting the plug in the bathtub, doing all these things. He wants to be sure that he has no more mouse visitors. Carefully, Bear set about the business of making his breakfast. He opened the cupboard. No mouse. He opened the bread drawer. Nothing. He opened the fridge. Mouse free. Yes, indeed. He lifted the lid from the kettle. And there was the mouse! Small and grey and bright-eyed. How did the mouse get into the kettle? Bear fell to the floor. "I give up," he blubbered. "You win! I'm undone!" "So sorry," said the mouse, "but perhaps I could just have a tiny bit of cheese and a cup of tea. And do you think that we could unblock the chimney and light a nice fire?" Bear blew his nose with a loud honk. "But then you must go," he sniffled. "No visitors allowed." "You have my word," said Mouse. There's Bear wiping away his tears. Bear unboarded the windows. He unlocked the door. He unblocked the chimney, this one here, and took the plug out of the bath. He brought out 2 plates of cheese and 2 teacups. He lit a fire in the grate for 2 sets of toes. The mouse warmed his feet and nibbled and sipped, and Bear did too. They sat for a long time. The clock on Bear's mantelpiece ticked loudly. Bear cleared his throat. The mouse looked most attentive. No one had ever been most attentive to Bear. "The fire is nice," Bear announced. "Lovely," said the mouse. No one had ever said that Bear's fires were lovely. "I can do a headstand," said Bear. "Very impressive," exclaimed the mouse. I think that Bear and Mouse might be starting to be friends. Do you think? Bear told a joke. The mouse laughed heartily. No one had ever laughed at Bear's jokes before. Bear began to think of another joke. I wonder if any of you at home can tell your parents or whoever's at home with you a joke. Do you know any? And if you do, maybe you could come tell me a joke in September. I love to hear jokes. The mouse set down his teacup. Bear quickly lifted the teapot. "There's plenty more," he said. "So sorry," said Mouse, "but I must be on my way." "Really, you needn't go," said Bear. "I am off," said the mouse, springing up from his chair. "Wait!" cried Bear. But the mouse stepped out of the door. "Toodaloo," said the mouse. I don't think Bear wanted him to go in the end. "Don't go," wailed Bear. "But I gave you my word," said the mouse, pointing at the "No Visitors" sign. "Oh, that," cried Bear, pulling down the sign and tearing it up. "That's for salesmen, not for friends." There's Bear tearing down that "No Visitors" sign. "Not for friends?" asked the mouse, small and grey and bright-eyed. Bear nodded. The mouse's bright eyes glowed brighter. Bear smiled. I think that Bear's made a new friend. Do you think? "Do you like one lump of sugar or two?" said Bear most politely. "I like two," said the mouse. And Bear agreed. I like that story because I like the fact that they become friends in the end. I hope that you enjoyed that story too, and that you might even have a story a bit like it at home. Maybe a story where two of the animals or two of the creatures or characters make friends in the end. I wonder. But I like that story because it's a book about friendship, really. And even though Bear is really grumpy at the beginning, he really likes Mouse by the end. Okay, I'm going to stop there for now. I'm going to say goodbye for today, but I'm hoping to read another story soon. So, bye-bye, explorers. See you soon.